connection here kind of sucks, so I don't know if it's not working very well. All right, guys, I don't have a Wi-Fi password, so I'm going off of my regular phone service, so not sure how well it's going to be. We are on the range, so we're playing 17-minute periods. Looks like we have Rodberg centering Haugston. I'm still slaughtering that kid's name, I'm so sorry. With Elliott for a wing, and then it looks like O'Connell and Matthew on D. There we go. Matthew dumps it in. Along the boards, we got Rodberg pinching in the corner. Greenway behind their net. Haugstad, Elliott tries to step up, takes a shot, but it's just wide. Rodberg in the corner. Elliott poking at it, keeps it in. Greenway behind the net. Breaks to the corner. O'Connell center ice, over to Matthew. Over to O'Connell. Back to Matthew, missed that pass. Matthew bringing it up, circling around, decides that didn't look good. Breaks to Burke, offsides. This line looks like it is Burke centering Tallarico and Hoops. Greenway dumps it in. D looks like we got Jahola and Hubbard together. Jahola behind the net, breaks to Tallarico, tries to get it out, does. Greenway tries to tip it in. Tallarico on it, center ice. Hoops pressuring, Hubbard up to Hoops. Greenway with it. Burke tips it. Burke over to Hubbard. Hubbard tries to chip it up. Jahola with it. Tries to swing it to Tallarico, fans and misses. Hubbard with it now, up to Hoops, tips it in. That shot was by Rodberg. Hubbard tries to keep it in. Hoops. We got Rodberg behind, passes right out front, nobody there. Dunbar with it. Dumps it in. Matthew with it at the line. Gets around one, uses the boards. Dunbar pressuring in the corner. Dunbar with it now, takes a quick shot, up and over. Dunbar still with it along the boards. Rodberg. Greenway behind the net. Borman tips it into the corner. Matthew at the blue line, couldn't hold it in. Matthew and Dunbar collide center ice. Greenway with it, right over to Dunbar. Dunbar tips it up. Rodberg applying pressure. Borman stepping. O'Connell with it. Over to Matthew. Matthew up to Borman. Tried to hit Rodberg. Matthew tips it. Greenway is offsides. Burke's going to take this face off. Stuck at feet. Greenway gets it in. Burke with it behind the net. Breaks to Haugeston. Over to Elliott. Couldn't get it. It's at his feet. Greenway with it. Center ice. Jahola. Over to Burke. Greenway with it. Tries to take a shot. Almost got tipped in. Along the boards. Haugeston tips it out. Elliott pressuring. That's going to be a penalty on Elliott. I'm going to assume he's going to go for tripping. Yep, Elliott for tripping. Power play looks like we have Rodberg with Tallarico, O'Connell, and I can't see. I want to say that's Matthew. Greenway to their point. Back to their point. Quick shot on Colt. Matthew with it. Tried to pass it up. Got blocked by Greenway. Takes a shot from the point. Kicked into the corner by Colt. Tallarico on it. That's not Tallarico, that's Matthew, excuse me. Greenway keeps it in. O'Connell on it. Behind the net, we got Matthew swinging it back around to the point. Rodberg tries to apply pressure. Shot right in the guts of Colt. Oh, I forgot to press play. Or I pressed it and it didn't click. I don't know. I will let it go down until about... We'll just let it go. I'm way off. Greenway wins that back to their point. Burke pressuring. Greenway with it. Looks like, I don't know what kid. Oh, that was mine. Borman knocks it out. Tiny screen, it's hard to see. Greenway gets it in. Oh my gosh, that was almost knocked in, right in the guts of Colt. Yeah, they're 12:02. I'm gonna let it keep going. It's like Borman's out there taking that center face off. Perfect timing. Hubbard with it behind the net. That's not Hubbard. That is Hubbard. Is it? I don't know. Yeah, it was. These numbers are really hard to read from way up here. Greenway with it. Circling. Borman tips it up and takes it away on a foot chase. Pressures. Greenway neutral. Offsides. Elliott's only got about 25 seconds left on his penalty. Rodberg's out there with Haugeston. Greenway tips it in. Jahola pressuring in the corner. Greenway comes out with it. Tries to take a shot. Jahola and Haugeston whips it around the other way. Elliott's going to be out here in a few seconds. Center ice. Greenway gets it tipped in. Greenway in the corner. Rodberg. Right behind the net. Oh, yikes, boys. Takes a quick shot. It's in. Burke out there, centering Tallarico on hoops. Burke kicks it back to Matthew. Matthew breaks up to Hoops. Hoops with it, takes a shot just wide. Matthew pressuring Tallarico along the boards. Greenway, O'Connell's able to keep it in over to Hoops. Hoops takes a shot. Nope, just kidding, keeps it. Behind the net, Matthew couldn't get to it. Proctor regrouping. Matthew behind the net. Up to Tallarico, over to Hoops. Good play, boys. Gotta keep going. There you go, push through Hoops. Into the corner. Right out front over to Connell. Takes a shot. Greenway now with it. Augustin pinching and taking it away. Was that? No, that was Burke. Excuse me. Gosh, everyone looks the same up here. Hoops in the corner. I can only tell. That's going to be an icing. I can tell Hoops and O'Connell and Dunbar because they are the only white helmet kids. Super easy. All right, we got Rodberg out there centering Borman and Dunbar. Greenway with it. Bringing it up. Shot up and over Colt. Borman along the boards. Rodberg pushing. Back to the point, he takes a shot. That was interesting. Dunbar tries to poke it out. Colt knocks it back into the corner, hits the netting. They're not playing fun music. which is probably good for you, so you guys don't have to listen to me sing. Haha. Dunbar with it. Gets it out. Rodberg chasing it down. Borman is able to keep it in. Rodberg. Greenway with it. Greenway still with it. Dunbar pressuring. Rodberg with it now. Crashing. Tries to backhand. Carter DeHola. Traffic out in front. Dunbar pressuring. Borman. Greenway gets it, and it's going to be an icing. Whee! Burke's out there with Haugeston and Elliott. D is O'Connell and Matthew. Back to O'Connell, steps, takes a shot, glove saved by goalie. Greenway wins it back. Take it behind their net, tries to break around. Matthew tried to hold the line. Whoopsies, too far. Where is it? Over here. Rodberg takes it away. That's not Rodberg, that's Haugeston. Everyone looks the same. Shot by Burke, saved by goalie. Rodberg centering Hoops and Tallarico. Back to the point. Looks like O'Connell tries to take a shot. Gets blocked in traffic. Matthew with it. No icing because they touched it. Hoops pressuring. Greenway tries to use the boards. Tallarico is able to keep it in. What happened? It was a high stick? Guess I didn't see that. We're gonna go, where are we going, guys? Oh, we're gonna go here. Tallarico with it, uses the boards to get around behind the net, pressuring, still with it. Greenway, Tallarico's gonna go for a penalty. Cross ice, O'Connell, just touch it, We're gonna keep it down over here. Is he gonna get it for interference? I was telling him his hands were too high. I didn't say it. All right, looks like we're going with Burke out there, Hubbard, Borman, and Jehola. Greenway can't keep it in. Hubbard trying to pinch at it. Borman applying pressure. Greenway back to their other D. Around the corner, Hubbard pressuring. Tries to get it up and out. Hubbard. I can't talk. Well, that was a cool save by Colt. Greenway wins it back, takes a shot, deflected up into the netting. Oh, this is my jam from way back when. Oh, they cut it short. Borman along the boards, gets it back to their D. Burke pressuring, Hubbard on it now along the boards, up to Burke. Burke tries to chip it out. Greenway takes it to the body. Greenway still with it. Along the boards. Right across. Cold right in the guts. Borman flicks it out, tries to get it out. They couldn't. Circle. Shot. Saved by Colt. All right, this one looks like it's going to be Rodberg centering Elliott with Matthew and O'Connell on D. Because we don't know the high school. Matthew swings it around, tries to hit Elliott. Gets out. Greenway regroups. Gets it in. O'Connell pushes it into the corner. Matthew, no, Greenway shot, Colt save. Shot was right outside the net. Matthew tries to dip it out. Goalie steps up and takes it. Elliott pressuring, gets to O'Connell. Matthew along the boards. Matthew still with it, swings it around. Elliott pressuring. Rodberg pinching his man, takes a shot right out front through traffic. Greenway's still with it. Right, ooh, that was scary. Tallarico should be coming out here a couple seconds. My countdown was a little fast. Tallarico's out, full strength, down at your feet, wide shot. Elliott pressuring, right out front, turn, nobody. Oh gosh, that was almost a glove save by Colt. Matthew with it now. Up to Haugeston, gets it in, whoops, trips along the way, and Greenway's gonna go sit for a tripping. Looks like we have Rodberg out there with Burke, and Elliott's on D with Matthew and Haugeston. Again, they all look the same, and when you're this far away, numbers can't read them very well. Rodberg with it, crashing, tries to hit the corner. Elliott with it now, takes a shot, blocked in traffic. Greenway's gonna send it. That's gonna be an icing, and I'm gonna stay right here. Kicking the center out. They got to stay on the other side of the hash line. Yeah. Rodberg back to Matthew, over to Elliott. Elliott takes a shot, rebounded out, right back to him basically. Matthew along the blue line, takes a quick shot, rebounded into the corner. Haugeston tried to hit back to Matthew. Haugeston still battling along the boards. Matthew with it, over to Elliott, back to Rodberg. Shot, tipped, oh, it's in! That was a good backdoor, Haugeston. So Greenway comes out of the box. We got Burke out there centering Borman and Dunbar with Hubbard and Jahola on D. Burke with it. Greenway takes it away. Dunbar pressuring. They walk in. chasing. Dunbar still poking at it. Holy crap. Jahola still with it along the boards. Hubbard stepping up. Gonna ping it back the other way. Up to Dunbar. Tips it out. Burke chasing. Offsides. Stalemate out there. Hubbard back to Jahola, couldn't connect with that pass. Jahola with it, gonna go behind the net. Tries to hit Borman. Burke, nope. Greenway, still with it right out front. Burke with it now. Bringing it down, can't control it. Borman goes for the hit instead of the puck. That should have been offsides. Nope, okay. Hubbard with it now. Whoopsies. Rodberg with it. Shot. Blocker saved by goalie. Backhand. Can't get it in. Greenway still with it now. Dunbar pressuring. Jahola tips it to Dunbar. Up to Hoops. Hoops by himself. Turns. Goalie saves. Matthew now center ice, tries to chip it to Rodberg, gets his own pass, backhands to Hoops, over to Tallarico, not far enough. Rodberg steps up, is able to dump it back in. Tallarico on it still. Quick shot, just wide, behind the net, there's Hoops. Rodberg pressuring, getting pinched, Hoops steps in. Whoa, still pinching. Greenway with it. Gets it in, shot, glove saved by Colt. Greenway back to their point, takes a shot. Oh my gosh, almost got tipped. Where is it? Behind the net. Right out front. Now it's behind. Matthew pressuring. In the corner, we got Haugeston. With Riley Burke, tries to hit Elliott, gets it center ice. Elliott with it. Takes a corner shot. Oh, Haugeston, so close. Over to Burke. Burke takes a shot from the corner. That was a huge read. Oh my God, that would have been so pretty. It's in. Ah, that was Elliott. It was basically like the exact same play back door. Sorry, I don't have a replay. Pony Club. Pink Pony Girl. Rodberg out there centering Dunbar and Borman. Rodberg taking it away, dumping it in. Along the boards, Greenway with it. Borman trying to take it away. I don't know where it is. Greenway comes out with it. Hubbard pinching along the boards. They can't keep it in. Dunbar pressuring. Rodberg with it now behind the net. Brings it around to the point. Borman poking it away. Can't keep with it. Borman chasing. Greenway now regrouping behind their net. corner. Whoopsies! Jahola decides to go the other way. Back to their point. They take a shot. Whoa, almost got tipped. Greenway along the boards. It's like Hubbard trying to pinch. Burke over to Jahola. Jahola gets it in. They just do a little hug with the ref. All right, so that's the end of one. It looks like Greenway has 15 shots. Proctor has 14. I'm gonna mute and I will be back at the start of the second in just a few. All right, it looks like we're gonna start the second. We've got Burke out there centering Hoops and Tallarico with O'Connell and Matthew on D. Again, we're on the range, 17-minute periods. We're waiting for Coop to get set. Burke wins it back to O'Connell, over to Matthew. Up to Burke, tried to get it over to Tallarico, couldn't. Matthew dumps it in. Hoops pressuring, they swing it the other way. Matthew tips it back over to Burke, but nobody was there. O'Connell tips it, tries to get it up to Hoops, right out front. Matthew and Burke. Burke ends up with it. Burke's regrouping, over to Matthew, dumps it in, right on net. Goalie tries to glove it, but he doesn't end up keeping it. O'Connell blocks that pass. Greenway tips it up. Matthew blocks that with his feet. Right out front, Colt tries to save it. Matthew with it now, behind the net. Tips around the other way. Back to the point. Hoops pencils. Colt tries to tip it away. O'Connell with it now in the corner. O'Connell still battling with it. Burke behind the net. Oh, gets tripped up. No, sounds good. Greenway with it. Berg pressuring behind the net. It's tipped into the corner. Hoops checks it. Tallarico tries, still on it. It's an offsides. We got Rodberg out there centering Elliott and Haugeston with Jahola and Hubbard on D. Rodberg wins it back, up and over Hubbard's stick. Rodberg with it behind the net. Looking, tries to hit Elliott, couldn't connect. Behind you, Jahola tips it back to Elliott. Elliott tries to use the boards to get it out. Rodberg's still fighting for it. Jahola ends up getting it out. Elliott on it now. Elliott over to Haugeston. Yeah, no, couldn't connect. Elliott behind the net. Still with it. Looking for a pass. Still punching for it. Rodberg along the boards. Haugeston. All three of us. Hubbard tries to step up and tips. Hubbard tries to tip up. It's going to be an icing. Burke out there centering Borman and Dunbar. Matthew with it now in the corner. Decides to go behind the net. Looks to break, gets it up to Burke. Burke pushes through, still with it. Passes back, tried to hit Dunbar, got intercepted by some skates. Burke back to O'Connell. Over to Burke along the boards. In the corner, they decide to wrap it around. Matthew's there to whip it back. Burke keeps it in, takes a shot, blocked in front. Dunbar pressuring, Burke with it, hits the front, and the goalie takes it. Burke wins it back to O'Connell, over to Matthew. Takes a shot, Burke could have tipped it. Borman with it in the corner, right up front, nobody there. Matthew steps. O'Connell and Dunbar on a foot chase, watch the pass. Right out front, couldn't connect. Greenway still with it along the boards. Still with it. O'Connell pressuring, back to the point. Kick saved by Colt. Matthew with it. Tries to get it out. Decides to go back behind. Quick stop. Still behind the net with it. Pushing. Feet. Greenway ends up with it. Burke's trying to take it away. Greenway still with it. Matthew and Burke both come out. Over to Dunbar. Tries to chip it up to Borman. Matthew on it now. Gets it in. Right along the boards. Gets pinched behind the net. Matthew still with it. Borman trying to step in there to get it. Borman tries to kick it out. Greenway on it now. Borman chasing him down, pokes it away. Greenway with it. Over to O'Connell. Tallarico tips. Right out front, we don't have anybody. We're changing. I guess the goalie's just going to cover. Totally would have had this whole on ice to just let her go. I'll take it. Rodberg's out there centering Hoops and Tallarico. Rodberg with it behind the net. Back to the point to Hubbard. Hubbard steps. bunch of traffic. It gets blocked right out front. Goalie covers. Back up, boys. Extracurriculars are not allowed today. Thank you. Not sure why we're going over there, but okay. Tallarico with it behind the net, tries to hit up front to hoops. Goalie covers, extracurriculars. Hey, keep your heads, boys. Whoa, hey, hey, ya. Isn't that a song? Hey, ya. Again, sorry. Let's try this for the third time. Third time's a charm, right? Tallarico behind the net, tries to chip up front. Robert couldn't get it. Jahola with it now at the point, dumps it back. Hoops behind the net, right out front. Nobody there. Jahola with it, looking, hits hoops, is able to keep that in. Got to keep going though. Don't give up. Don't give up. Greenway bringing it up. Gets it in, hoops pressuring, takes a shot just wide around the net, gets it to the point, they take a shot, kick save Cole. I think that was Jahola that was able to dump it out. No icing, no. Greenway ends up with it. Tries to pass it up, Hubbard intercepts that pass. Hubbard uses the boards, still pressuring. Tallarico with it, now Hubbard on it. Shot, hoops, click, whoopsies. If you think that, the net's off, but it's not Coop. I'm so confused. You know, the puck's supposed to go in the net, not your body. Burke out there centering Haugeston and Elliott. Back to O'Connell, over to Matthew. Takes a shot, blocked in traffic. Burke tries to keep it. O'Connell is able to keep it in. Haugeston and Elliott behind the net. Right out front. We don't need to fight for it, boys. Someone just pick it. Greenway now bringing it out. O'Connell pokes it away. Greenway still with it. O'Connell pokes it. Now Burke with it, regrouping. Burke bringing it up, gets it in, still with it. Tried to back it to Haugeston, that almost went in. Little collision there. Back to the point, O'Connell keeps it in. Burke poked at it, Greenway with it. They get it in. Pass was intercepted by Matthew. Elliott tips it up to Matthew. Matthew bringing it up. Burke tries to tip. Goalie's going to cover. Rodberg getting in for the takeoff. Wins it back to Jahola. Tips it along the boards. Borman fighting for it behind the net. Pinches his guy. Dunbar stepping up. Behind the net. Rodberg along the boards. Greenway with it. Takes it in. Hubbard, and oh, that's going to be a sandwich. I'm not quite sure who's going to go. Someone's going to go, but I don't know who. Hubbard pokes at it. Still applying pressure. Greenway with it. Borman touches. Who's going to go? It's an interference call on Hubbard. But I need to edit the time. Reset for 2 minutes. Save. Greenway. Down over here. We have Elliott, Matthew, Hoops, and Jahola, it looks like, out there for our penalty kill. Hoops pinching into the boards. Greenway along the boards. Tallarico almost stepped. Matthew and Jahola back to their point. Creeping in. Kick saved by Colt, bounces right over his stick, so they couldn't get another shot. Greenway looking to set it up. Matthew being a little pest. Tallarico, you could have had that. Oh my gosh, Cooper! That was close. We have Rodberg out there centering Hoops and Tallarico. Greenway with it. Shot was just wide. Hoops ends up with it, gets pinched off, takes a shot just wide off the net. Greenway tries to keep it in. Tallarico tips it, couldn't hold on to it. That's nope, they almost called it. Good hit by Matthew. Tipped up. And it just hit the rafters, so we're gonna go there. We're gonna keep it, and we're bringing it in. Their music is very quiet. Rodberg wins it over. Hoops tips it out. No, Hoops on it. That was O'Connell. White helmet. Ugh. I'll get it right one of these days. Greenway with it. Tallarico intercepts that pass. Rodberg tries to get his man. Greenway takes a shot right in the guts of Colt. Taking the face off. Greenway back to their point. They take a shot along the boards, gets knocked in front. Cooper covers. How am I 8 seconds off from them? Sweet Caroline. So quiet. Burke wins it back, but then gets it to the point. Kick save into the corner by Colt. Burke getting pinched. Hubbard stepping. They take a shot into the corner. Jahola along the boards, tries to tip up to Elliott. Jahola tries to chip it out. They get it out. Haugeston brings it back in. Over to Hubbard, but nobody was there. Berg brings it in, gets it taken away. Haugeston knocks his man down. Elliott trips around, takes a shot just wide. Jahola at the line, steps, takes a shot just wide. Greenway whips it back around the other way. Jahola is able to keep it in. Elliott, Haugeston, Burke, I don't know, kids skating. Shoot. Quiet now, you can finally hear it. Rodberg out there centering Dunbar and Foreman. Rodberg behind you. Matthew steps up. Greenway with it now. Gets in. Oh, that hit off the pipe into the corner. Borman chips it out. Dunbar pressuring. Oh, Matthew's gonna go. He's gonna get him for tripping. Touching hands. Reaching out. Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. Greenway to their point. Shot into the corner. O'Connell tips it up, tries to hit Burke. They're able to get it out. Greenway centering. They get it in. Burke ends up taking it away, knocks up. Are they going to call that an icing? All the way down. Penalty kill is O'Connell and Hubbard for D, and then Burke and Elliott for forwards. Greenway takes a shot, kicked into the corner by Colt. Greenway with it into the corner, back to the point. Back into the corner. O'Connell read that one, got it. And it's out of play. It's so quiet. I don't like how quiet it is. Burke ties it up. Greenway with it now, along the boards. Pressured into the corner. Hubbard chasing. Elliott tries to poke it out. Burke pressuring. Still pressuring. Greenway along the boards, back to the point. Steps, takes a shot. Colt reaches and covers. Forwards are getting switched out. We got Tallarico and Hoops out there. Tallarico with it, uses the boards to get it out. Just a little too much oomph, and that's going to be an icing. Barely. Oh, I didn't turn on that. 52. That looks better. Greenway back to their point, over to the other point. Hoops pressuring, got stepped in there. Tallarico on a foot chase, pressures. Greenway with it, gets it in. Good back check. Well, that was O'Connell. They're not going to call an icing. Tallarico up there pestering fans and misses. Greenway having to regroup. Whoa. Greenway with it, takes a shot. Hoops with it, tries to chip it up, and it's going to be offsides. Borman's out there taking the face off with Dunbar. And then we got O'Connell and Rodberg on D. Looks like when Matthew comes out, Rodberg's going to go up and take center. It's like I know what I'm talking about. Borman won it back. Rodberg on it now. Rodberg with it, sends it around to Dunbar. Dunbar tips it up to Matthew, gets out of the box, sends it down. Borman crashing, almost went into the net. Dunbar pokes at it. Rodberg keeps it at his feet. Where is it? O'Connell regroups to Matthew. Dumps it in on net. Would have been a nice thing. Matthew decided, nope, not today. Matthew's still with it. Looking to group behind the net. Chips it over to Borman. Over to Dunbar. And Greenway's going to go for a penalty. I didn't see it. I don't know what happened. Unless he got tangled up with Matthew. I don't know. Hooking. Like Johnny said, it's not legal in hockey. Keep it in Vegas. I need to come up with a different one. Rodberg out there with Elliott and Haugeston. Greenway tries to chip it out. Matthew with it. Over to Rodberg. Rodberg uses the boards. Over to Haugeston. Feet. Rodberg tries to chip it in. Elliott, we're just going to poke. Okay, settle down. Elliott, over to Matthew. Haugeston with it along the boards in the corner. All three of them. Why are we all? Sorry. All three. Blocked right in traffic was Matthew's shot. Haugeston pestering. We got Burke with it now. Over to Matthew. Along the boards. Still with it. Behind the net. Over to Rodberg. Step shot. Goalie knocks it up and over. Haugeston behind the net. Over to Rodberg. Steps. Right in the guts. Rodberg chips it into the corner for Haugeston. Rodberg pokes at it, still with it behind the net. Tries to hit across, gets his own pass blocked off into his hand. Burke tries to step. Matthew's going to have to regroup everybody. Matthew back to Burke. Up to Haugeston, over to Rodberg. Brings it in. A little head contact there. Rodberg, woo, there you go. Elliott with it. Over to Burke. Whoa, buddy. Oh, it's out. Got to regroup. That's going to be an offsides. Oh, we're going on that side. Nope. Yes, that side. Foreman's going to be out there centering Tallarico and Hoops. Greenway with it. Uses the boards. Hoops pestering. Oh, sorry. Hubbard ends up getting it taken away. Johola over to Hoops. Dumped into the corner. Hoops along the boards. Over to Borman, quick shot, wasn't able to connect. Well, connected, but didn't get in. Tallarico behind the net. Whoa, buddy. Hoops with it now. Tries it up front, Borman, shoot! Oh, it was a quick shot, good butt. Ah, crap. Hoops is gonna go for a slash. Somebody just touch it! No, don't go for another dang penalty, guys. Come on! Oh my gosh. Behind. Oh. Well, I'm just going to keep it down here. Greenway is now going to go on that power play. It's going to go Hoops. 2 minutes for slash. Rodberg took that face off, tries to bounce it out. Greenway gets it to their D. Pencil shot blocked by Matthew. O'Connell in there to take it away. Elliott now using the boards, tries to push through. Elliott pressuring behind the net. Still pestering. Greenway gets it in. Around Rodberg. Around O'Connell. Tries to hit out front. Greenway's still with it. Shot. I'm pretty sure the net's off, but Coop's gonna cover. Rodberg kicks that one all the way down. Just wave it off. Thank you. Greenway. Matthew steps up. That's going to be offsides. They have 8.2 left. I have 5. Close enough. They still have 101 left on that period. Either my clock goes fast or I don't know. Elliott pestering. That should have been an offsides. Riding in the corner. All right, so that is the end of the second. They are going to resurface, and I will be back at the start of the third. All right, start the third period. Hoops goes back to the box for another 53 seconds. Looks like we are skating Rodberg, centering Tallarico is his wing, and then O'Connell and Matthew are on D. All right, here we go. Greenway wins it back. Their point, nobody really wants to take it. Rodberg pressuring, Greenway looking, decides to bring it in, drop pass to the point. Rodberg steps up, takes on, all by himself. Everyone goes around, and the goalie covers. Greenway on it, O'Connell pokes it back, Rodberg tries to do a little pin. Greenway with it, gets it in. Right behind the net. Ooh, quick shot and saved by Colt. Hot dang. Spoke with his dad, and apparently he forgot his jersey, so he's wearing a practice jersey that's just a bit too tight. Greenway back to the point, winds up, takes a shot, kick, save, covered by Colt. They have 9 seconds left on Hoops penalty. Greenway again back to their point, takes a shot, kick save into the corner by Colt. O'Connell pressuring, Matthew behind the net now, right up front, it's up and over, Colt's skate. We have Burke out there centering Haugeston and Elliott with Jahola and Hubbard on D. Elliott pestering. Greenway gets it in. Wraps around Hubbard now along the boards. Decides to go back the other way. Nope, just kidding. Haugeston does. Elliott with it. Tried to hit Burke, couldn't connect. Burke now with it. Haugeston pressuring. Whoops, gets knocked into the corner, hits his head, still gets back up. Greenway, center pass. Hubbard takes that away. Greenway regroups. Way back. Jahola trying to take it. Elliott bounces it up and off the boards. It's an icing. Rodberg out there centering Dunbar and Borman with O'Connell and Matthew at D. Greenway back to their point, kick save into the corner by Colt. Right out front, Matthew, Borman with it. Tried to tip up to O'Connell. Dunbar pressuring center ice. Greenway gets it in. O'Connell pokes at it, still with it. Borman, they get it back to their point. Kick save by Colt. Greenway knocks it into the corner. Matthew with it. Goes, tries to take it around. tripping penalty, I'm not gonna lie. Colt does a 1 save, Matthew knocks it out. Rodberg chasing it down. Borman regrouping, back to O'Connell, over to Matthew. Up to Borman and Rodberg. Rodberg chasing for it into the corner. Matthew stops at center ice. Over to O'Connell. Up to Tallarico. Chips it up along the boards. Greenway with it. O'Connell. Oh, that was up in the netting. Burke out there taking the face off. Wins it back over to Jahola. No, that's Hubbard. Hubbard with it. Uses the boards. Able to get it out. Hoops chasing her down. Hubbard holds... Nope, Jahola holds the line. Gosh, their numbers are 25-26. They both look alike. Black helmets. These numbers are tiny. Hoops and Tallarico are battling. It's like Hubbard ends up keeping it in. Woo! Bodies on the floor. Greenway. People. Skaters. Hockey. Hubbard pressuring. Behind the net. Jahola knocks it back. Bounces off Hubbard. Still behind the net. Hoops steps up. Now Burke with it. Burke and Tallarico. Burke crashes. Tallarico with it. Spins around. Whips around. Takes a shot right in the guts. Rodberg takes the face off. Haugeston in the corner. Haugeston, Rodberg ends up with it. Back to the point to O'Connell. Over to Matthew. Steps, takes a shot. Tipped and it's in. No! That was in! That was in! Oh, I hate these refs. Elliott with it. That was so in. Haugeston, back to the corner, Matthew steps, fans on it, Greenway on a breakaway, O'Connell steps up, takes it away, uses the boards, they aren't able to keep it in. Greenway gets it in, can't hold on to it. Woo! Haugeston, Greenway steps, takes a shot, saved into the corner. Behind the net, O'Connell. No, he fell himself. Back the other way. Rodberg. Matthew with it. Still with it. Decides to go around the other way. Whoops, nope, still with it. Passes up to Elliott. Elliott by himself. That should be a holding, yep. So Greenway's gonna go take a sit down. It's gonna go for a hooking call. Their coach didn't like that call. Power play looks like we're going with Rodberg, Elliott, Haugeston, Matthew, and Burke. Rodberg hits Burke. Burke steps, takes a shot, tipped up and over the net. back into the corner. We got Matthew along the boards to Rodberg. Tried to hit Burke, but intercepted by Greenway. Matthew with it now. Trying to set it up. Greenway takes it away, gets around Burke. Colt! Oh my God, I don't like when you do that. Elliott with it. Over to Rodberg. Rodberg gets in, takes a shot, just wide. Augustin gets tripped up. Matthew trying to take it. Greenway ends up. Burke pushing it out. Okay, boys, settle down. Let's just set it up. Matthew chips to Elliott. Elliott gets it in. Shot. Goalie drops and then covers. Rodberg chips it over to Elliott, back to Burke. Burke tips it back around. Rodberg in the corner, tried to hit Matthew, couldn't connect. Colt's gonna step up. Matthew with it behind the net. Drop pass to Burke, over to Rodberg. Tips it up to Tallarico. Matthew steps, takes a shot, blocked into shin guards. Augustin with it. Still on it, top circle shot, just wide. Burke trying to keep it in at the line. Greenway fighting for it. Burke still with it. Matthew on it now, center ice. Gets it in. Takes a shot, hits pipe up and over. Rodberg steps with it. Still with it, takes a quick shot. Gotta shoot. Matthew with it. La 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 la. All right, so there's nobody in the box now. Oh my gosh, this is just, that's gonna be an icing. What was that? All right, so we got Borman out there centering Hoops and Tallarico. Hubbard and Jahola are on D. Greenway with it. Hoops applying pressure. Greenway along the boards, back into the corner. Along the other side. Jahola steps up. Oh, we don't need all three of you. Not all three of you need to be in there. Hoops with it, backs it around to behind. Tallarico tries to pressure. Hoops now in the corner. That's gonna be an icing. Borman wins it back to Hubbard, takes a quick shot, tipped up and over the net. Tallarico along the boards, tried to hit back to Jahola. Borman steps up and knocks that one out of the way. Borman still with it. Dumps it into the corner. Why are we not on it? Borman pinching, Hoops ends up with it. Still along the boards, gets his pocket picked. Hubbard now over to Jahola. Tried to go back to Hubbard, got intercepted by Greenway. Hubbard pressuring in the corner, Borman with it now. Tried to hit Hoops along the other side. Hoops picks it up, still with it, poking around to Greenway. Neutral ice, Greenway tips it in. Matthew with it, goes behind the net. Hoops bounces against the net and gets his own rebound. Greenway. Borman steps up, gets his pocket picked. Greenway gets it in. Borman pokes that to knock it away. Matthew on it in the corner. Matthew and Borman. Greenway with it. Borman poking it into the corner again. Right out front, left alone, right in the guts of Colt. Greenway, it says, has 35 shots. Proctor has 26. Rodberg takes that face off. Greenway with it. Oh, takes a shot. Rodberg now uses the boards to bounce it up and out. Haugeston chasing it down. Greenway brings it back to center. Rodberg takes a shot. Matthew over to Haugeston over to Rodberg. Greenway takes it back. Back pass. Can't hold on to it. Haugeston and O'Connell battle for it along the boards. Haugeston ends up with it over. Nope, we're gonna bring it up. Nope, hold up. Oopsies, just kidding. No, still on it. Right to Greenway. Whoo, that was a been offsides. That would have been so close. Slap shot. Glove saved by Colt. Jeez. Could have just skated that in there, bud. Burke taking the face off, centering Borman and Dunbar. Greenway wrapping it around, ends up front. Dunbar over to Borman. Sends it down while losing an edge. Greenway behind the net. Dunbar pokes that and gets it away. Hubbard playing forward now. Kicked into the corner by Colt. Jahola with, I'm not quite sure who that is. Again, numbers, they all look the same. Burke. The name will come to me. Burke still in with it in the corner. Over to Borman. Is able to chip it out. Dunbar pressuring. Greenway with it. Dumps it in. Colt behind the net to Jahola. Jahola bringing it up. Dumps it in. Still on it. Jahola behind the net. Burke with it. Over to Dunbar. No! Matthew steps. Takes a shot. Dunbar. Jahola forward. Dunbar! Oh, it was just wide. Borman poking at it into the corner. Getting pinched. Whoopsies! Toe pick. Dunbar up front. No! Burke couldn't crash. Shot was deflected off a shin pad. Greenway behind the net. Center pass. Matthew takes that one. Over to O'Connell. O'Connell hits Tallarico. Tallarico dumps it in. Greenway in the corner. Brings it in. Takes his pocket pick by Rodberg. Greenway still with it. Shot by Greenway. Bounces. Rodberg tried to get it out. The ref ends up tipping it. Hoops with it now on a chase. Greenway takes it away. Matthew with it, center ice, regrouping. Matthew brings it up. Dumps it in. Greenway behind the net. Hoops applying pressure. Tallarico in the corner. Looking for a pass. Back to Matthew. Takes a shot. Just a tiny bit wide. Hoops and Tallarico do a sandwich. We got Matthew takes a shot just wide again. Scrambling Greenway is. Matthew another shot blocked by his shoulder. Matthew still with it over to O'Connell. O'Connell top of the circle takes a shot. Traffic in front. Rodberg with it back to Matthew. Steps, takes another shot blocked. Hoops in the corner. Greenway. Tallarico behind the net. Pinches his guy. Still at his feet. Hoops with it now. Hoops over to Tallarico. Nope, it was Rodberg. Tallarico dumped it out, so we're going to have to regroup to O'Connell. O'Connell over to Matthew. Tried to hit Rodberg. Hoops dumps it in behind the net. was a good pressure, guys. That was a good shift. Rodberg's still with it, able to keep it in. Greenway on it. Gets around. Elliott pressuring it now. Elliott backs it to O'Connell. Whoopsies! In the feed. O'Connell with it. Tried to hit up to Hoops. Hoops pestering. Oh, no, wait. Offsides. No. That was a quick. Rodberg over to Jahola. Names, kids, numbers. O'Connell to the point, steps, takes a shot. Elliott tried to get it through the crease. Jahola steps up into the corner, gets pinched. Elliott in the corner along the boards. Still with it, back to O'Connell. O'Connell over to Haugeston, over to Burke. Shot was wide. Jahola now above the circle to the point, takes a shot, blocked by Greenway, and they bounce against each other. Jahola wasn't able to touch it, so it's not going to be an icing. Sends it up to Burke. Burke gets lost. Haugeston in there. Burke with it, over to Elliott, takes a shot, just wide up and above. Haugeston in the corner gets pinched. Elliott now behind the net. Hits Matthew at the point, over to Hubbard. Hubbard with it, takes a shot. Goalie covers. We're doing really good pressure. We got to keep it up. Looks like we're doing a timeout Greenway. I heard it's supposed to be like 50 degrees outside, and we're in a hockey rink. I mean, it's fine. We still have like half the day left. What time is it? Can't even get to my watch. It's about 2 o'clock. I'm not too sure when our next game is. I think we have a bunch of practices. And then we start a tournament down in Chaplin Park, starting the day after Thanksgiving. First game is at 2. I believe Johnny will be back. Otherwise, between Johnny, Stacy, and I, we can tag team. Yeah. I got nothing. I'm just trying to do a filler. And I don't have anybody to talk to because I'm standing by myself. So I guess I'll just talk to myself. That's fine. All right, so we have Rodberg out there centering Hoops and Haugeston, and then we have Elliott and Hubbard? No. Matthew's out there. I don't know. Oh yeah, we pulled Coop. That's why we have 6 people. Makes sense now. Nobody on it, and we don't have a goalie. That's gonna be nice. I'm not even gonna move it. Rodberg over to Elliott, back to Matthew. Stubbs takes a shot. Traffic in front. Hoops digging, pushing, digging. They're going to cover it, apparently. A lot of extracurricular out front. Rodberg back to Elliott, over to Matthew. Takes a shot, tipped by Hoops. Just a little bit wide. We got Haugeston behind the net, tries to hit out front. Rodberg with it, takes a quick shot, blocked up into the netting. Looks like Tallarico's going to replace Haugeston. Behind the net, Tallarico pressuring. That's going to be an icing. Not even going to whip that around to get backlash. Or whiplash, backlash. Rodberg to Elliott, not Elliott, Matthew. Hubbard does not step up, but that shot was wide, and we're going to call it an icing. Just a bit outside. Rodberg behind the net. Elliott with it in the corner. Still battling. Greenway ends up coming up with it. Oh, and it's still off again. Icing. Sorry, I should be more on it, but this is like the longest minute of my life. All right, Hoops pestering behind the net. Elliott with it, tries to get out front to Rodberg. Greenway pokes it into the corner, along the boards. They send it for another icing. Another icing. What is that, like 5? Rodberg still out there for like the 15th time. Elliott over to Matthew. Tries to hit Tallarico. Behind the net, Hoops pressuring. That should have been a high stick. Hand pass, maybe? I don't know. That's going to be a shot. Elliott pestering. All right, so that's game. I still say that Matthew should have had that goal. They should have counted it. Final, Greenway 3, Proctor 2. Thank you everybody for watching and supporting. I hope you all have a fantabulous extra rest of your Saturday.